A huge 3 points on the line tonight from Regal Soccer Stadium. One Knoxville continue their charge for a home playoff spot, hosting a Central Valley Fuego side with ground to climb in the race for the postseason. The regular season has almost wrapped up, so let's take a look at the standings coming into tonight. 7 spots in the postseason have been claimed. One Knoxville SC has taken one of those spots. However, they've got 4 points to catch up to Greenville. Those top 4 teams play a home match for the first round of the playoffs. Meanwhile, Central Valley Fuego down in place number 12, 15 points to their name, but 2 wins gets them up and above that big red playoff line. So 3 points tonight cuts that deficit in half. As for One Knoxville, though, playing at Regal Soccer Stadium, this team has been formidable. Offensively, they've been able to dominate the ball and get a lot of movement in that final third, says head coach Ilya Illich. We want to possess the ball as much as possible, and here on home soil, we do just that more often than not. Defensively, though, One Knoxville has been very compact. They hold their shape extremely well. It's difficult for teams to play in between the lines, not only because One Knoxville dominates possession, averaging 56%, but most of these games are 1-goal games decided by just 1 kick of the ball. 3 clean sheets, a +3 goal differential for the host side tonight. They will be difficult to break down. However, Fuego come into tonight off the back of a big 3 points against Spokane. First time they've kept a clean sheet in quite some time. Speaking to acting head coach Mike Elias, it's simple. We were patient and we took our chances when we needed to. Sean Vinberg tapped home from the corner for his first goal of the season. He was selected to the USL Team of the Week just a few hours ago. They need a big 3 points tonight, looking to keep a second consecutive clean sheet. The playoff picture starting to really heat up, the clock winding down on the regular season. We'll take you through the starting 11 and, of course, the first half kick from Tennessee on the other side of the break. Stick with us.
The other day, my daughter was like, "Dad, what happened to the internet? It's so fast." For the first time in years, it's like we connected.
What?
The KUB Fiber Effect. See when it's coming to you at KUB.org.
The all-new Volkswagen ID4 SUV is truly something to behold. On the outside, clean aerodynamic lines. On the inside, plenty of room with a spacious, comfortable cabin. It will transform how you think about electric cars. Now available at Harper Volkswagen and at harpervolkswagen.com.
Just about go time for Regal Soccer Stadium. One Knoxville trying to lock up that home playoff spot. Central Valley Fuego FC need a big 3 points to stay in postseason contention. A couple of changes on either side of midfield tonight. We'll start with the home lineup. One Knoxville's first 11 led onto the pitch by Ilya Illich from the sidelines. It's 2 players up top in a 5-3-2. That 5 at the back, key for One Knoxville's compact shape defensively. Kempis Tequila, the birthday boy, 9 goals, 3rd in USL League One this season. His 27th birthday will be capped off by starting up top alongside Stavros Zarakostas. Meanwhile, for Central Valley Fuego and acting head coach Mike Elias, 4-2-3-1 is the go-to formation. Again, coming off that huge clean sheet against Spokane, Clayton Torr, a big reason why, leads the club with minutes played in all competitions this season, and said his head coach Mike Elias, it's a miracle he's able to walk off the pitch after games because of how much ground he covers and how hard he works both on and off the ball. Chris Heckenberg, the Australian native, with the captain's armband around his left bicep. Gio Calixtro on the near side, starting just his 9th match of the season. Made his professional debut back in 2017. So 5 at the back, 1 Knoxville's key to success. Again, home matches this season, 1, maybe 2 goals. That's about it. A 1-1 draw last time out against Chattanooga, a 1-1 draw before that against Forward Madison. Appeals for offside, and the flag will go up. 18-year-old Zachary Smuck was offside. He didn't touch the ball. The letter of the law is, though, if you're involved in the play, the flag will go up. Tried to catch the back line out by running toward the ball, but not interfering with the passage of play. The refereeing crew disagreeing. Fernandez. And already Central Valley going to settle into things a little bit defensively. One of the reasons they got that win against Spokane, said head coach Mike Elias, was they were compact and they were patient. One Knoxville, a team that dominates possession, especially at home. They're going to have to maintain their shape, Central Valley, and play quickly on the counter, play effectively with the ball, because if One Knoxville are able to dominate this match, Fuego are not going to see the ball very often. Ross. Back toward the Scotsman, but cut away. Chrysler to settle. Skelton. Danny Fernandez. Haugley. Chrysler playing one into the box over everybody. Calixtro's continued his run down the near side. On his right foot, shuffling to his left. Overcooked the cross a little bit. Ishkanova-Polin on the end of it with work to do and earns the foul. Polin using his body well. Stavros Zarakostas just getting a foot in there without the ball. Simple foul, nothing more. Direct ball up toward the Academy product. Zachary Smuck cut out of play. Referee will back up the throw in a little bit. Islen Hexenar, the man with the whistle tonight. Already that back five for One Knox, keen to step forward. Calixtro. Two defenders in front, gets a low cross away, easily dealt with. Gio Calixtro, the Portland Timbers Academy product. Youngest player in U.S. Soccer Tier 2 history to score a brace at 18 years, 9 months, and 3 days. Hit a couple of times on the right side of defense, lines up on the left tonight. A new hue of color added to the picture of the back line for One Knoxville. Calixtro. Zaracostas. A yelp from Vinberg. Sean Vinberg getting his first of the season, just his 4th appearance in all competitions for Central Valley last time out. Named a Team of the Week honoree. As for One Knoxville in the availability report, Vincent Schutze unavailable as per international duty, and even scored today in Rwanda's win in the World Cup qualifiers. His 4th goal for his country. And a discussion right outside the midfield circle. Referee asking for space. Take another look. Already a physical battle. Now, was that a kick out from Kempis Tequila? That's what Brian Bustamante was asking for. Tequila fouled, taking exception to that challenge. Brian Bustamante, the man who played his college ball with CSU Northridge, All Big West honorable mention. Former conference defensive player of the year. And there is no card on the way. That's what Chris Heckenberg was asking for. Played into the box. Cutaway only as far as Frank Ross. And the whistle sounding for a handball. It's just outside the box. Right on the edge of the area. And the referee motioning for a free kick. And it does appear to hit the arm of Javier Mariona. Tequila and Ross standing over it. It'll be Frank Ross to strike up into the trees. Did well to get the bend on it, but hit under the center of mass of the ball. Didn't get the top spin on it. You could see from the way the ball was spinning. That's the hard part of free kicks from the 18 or 23, 24 yard range. It's not getting it around or over the wall, it's getting it back underneath the crossbar and on target. Into the 10th minute from Regal Soccer Stadium. And it is one Knoxville playing the way they want to, with the ball, connecting passes in and around the 18. Carlos Avila's yet to be tested, though. Johan Gary Bay, the man in between the sticks for the hosts, started last time out against Chattanooga. His first appearance since September the 1st against South Georgia Tormenta, which was also his last clean sheet. His 7th start now in all competitions tonight for number 25. Skelton. Long searching ball to the far side. Apollon first to it. Saracostas the second, but we'll let it run out of touch. Central Valley, though, lining up with a 4 on paper. Off the ball, shifting more to a 5. And it's quite a narrow 5 as well. In terms of the width of the pitch, it'll be interesting to see how Fuego try and connect the 2 flanks on either side. Got a lot of capable dribblers. One of them, though, Alfredo Merense, leading USL League One in assists, not available tonight. So in terms of ball movement, it'll have to be someone new. Jose Carrera directing traffic, number 10 for Central Valley. He'll be one to keep an eye on when the visitors are on the ball. On the ball now is the number 10 for one Knoxville. Tequila, he's dispossessed. Garcia. And now Carrera will switch the point of attack. Here's Clayton Torr. And he sliced across it. Jose Carrera, California native, UC Berkeley alum, splits the lines, but finding only Danny Fernandez. There's Johnson in pursuit. Sievert Haugli showing short. Look at the space afforded to Calixtro with his heels on the touchline. Fernandez. Calixtro once again. One Knoxville keeping Central Valley moving around. Calixtro on a run. And it's cleared off of him and into the arms of Carlos Aviles. Aviles, the former Chattanooga Red Wolf. Gio Calixtro has that eye for goal and an eye to split 2 defenders. Is Heckenberg back in support as a 3rd man. Cleared off the shins of the attacker. Garcia goes down, nothing doing. %83 possession so far for one Knox. Still, though, just the one shot. It wasn't on target. Frank Ross's free kick up and over. Johnson checking 2, opens up space. Fernandez threads the needle. Zaracostas to the byline, cutting it back, allowed to run through, and it's wide. Ashkenov Apollon on the doorstep, denying Kempis Tequila a birthday goal. This is lovely movement from the host. Zaracostas dragging 2 defenders with him. But how about the dummy at the near post? Allowed to run all the way to the penalty mark. Kempis Tequila's first strike of the night denied. Corner played in, allowed to bounce to the top of the key. Calixtro closed down quickly. Sent right back into the mixer. Numbers there. So too is Carlos Aviles. First save of the night for the netminder for Central Valley. And There's two people fighting for that ball against just one defender, Brian Bustamante. Coverage on that second ball needs to be a little bit better for Central Valley. Garcia skips by one, dispossessed by the second, and in fact it will be a one Knox throw. 16-year-old Kevin Garcia making just his 4th professional start. Barca Residency Academy products. 4th start of the season, 4th start of his career, and in fact the 3rd consecutive start. His one and only professional goal coming against Spokane. And he's onto the ball now with the counter chance for Fuego. Looking for options, sees the help with Clayton Tor. Carrera. Tor. Wanted Mariona to check 2. Instead, it's a tennis match between Tor and Carrera, trying to force Mariona to the byline. Not able to get any juice on the cutback. Tequila brought down by Vinberg. And it was a decent sequence going forward for Central Valley. Vinberg asking for help back. And it does look like Jose Carrera is going to be that real conduit going forward, connecting this team both vertically and horizontally. There's the teenager, Kevin Garcia. Certainly one to keep an eye on, has some real quality on the ball, foot skills beyond his years. Somebody who's been an example to this club, said his head coach Mike Elias, in terms of the younger players in the Central Valley area, emblematic of what a professional can be. Johnson, Calixtro, forced back for now. Carrera dragged out of position. New space for Zaracostas. Continued his run, didn't get the return ball. Haugli. Chrysler. And Skelton in turn. Right back for Denny Fernandez. Johnson. Looking for the switch. It's gonna get there. Numbers queuing up for the cross. Carrera first to it. James Thomas able to skip by Ashkenov Apollon. Thomas restarting the throw quickly for Kempis Tequila. Inviting Fernandez forward. Whipping it into the box. And the half volley attempt out of the air comes up empty. Stavros Zaracostas looking for his 2nd of the year, and he did try a direct volley rather than the half volley. Just mistimed it. 6th start of the season for him. Scored in his very first start for One Knoxville back on August 16th in a 4-1 win against Chattanooga. Zaracostas dispossessed this time. Heckenberg closed down very quickly and closed down unfairly. There does seem to be numerical overload for One Knoxville on defense. As soon as Central Valley work into the wings, they push numbers to the ball, try and close down options. Tor squeezing it through for Mariona, onto his left, and it's blocked by Skelton. Fast feet from Javier Mariona, a 19-year-old, almost opening the scoring against the run of play. What a ball that is by Clayton Tor. The little chop onto the left, did the right thing to get it out of his feet quickly. Jordan Skelton with the speed to shut it down. Attack will restart from the arms of Johan Garibay. California native himself, former Sacramento Republic Academy product. Skelton. Jalen Chrysler just allowing the ball to roll into his path. Nearly picked away by Garcia. There's a lot of time on the ball for the midfield for one Knoxville. It truly is a bit static, but it's just so wide. There's not a ton of movement when the ball is on the back line, but as soon as it progresses over midfield, as soon as one defender wants to go forward with it, that's when you see the movement, that's when you see the fluidity in between the attacking lines for one Knoxville. Now the blue shirts rather going to move for the ball. Zarakostas was open, no lane to find him though. Looping towards Johnson. Tequila trying to take it down. Half volley deflected, now Garcia on the turn. Heavy touch from Zachary Smuck. Johnson. Haugli. Calixtro. Fuego trying to settle into his shape inside the box. First cross dealt with. Chrysler. Thomas. Gets the 1-2 right back. Bending it in for Ross. Frank Ross turning on the edge of the area. And for now, Central Valley holding strong, not allowing those quick passes in and around the area. Knoxville forced to loop in a couple crosses. Yet to find their mark so far. Haugli. Calixtro. He'll whip one in as well. Clayton Torth, a powerful header. You can see it from the back line for one Knoxville. As soon as they make their first touch, they're looking up. Not left or right, looking up for that direct ball into the box, seeing if there's a matchup that they favor. Stavros Zarakostas trying to issue some orders. He's checked in on this left side now. We've seen him on the right a handful of times. Carrera battling and forcing all the way back. Check out all the exciting postseason action starting in November as the USL playoffs presented by Terminix showcase the top teams battling it out for the ultimate prize. Go to USLLeague1.com for all the latest playoff information. Haugli. Ross dispossessed, and a challenge off the ball. Frank Ross will have a talking to. Well done by 16-year-old Kevin Garcia to win the ball back with an expertly timed sliding challenge. Javier Mariona tripped up by the Scotland native. Bustamante. Work to do in midfield. Fuego dispossessed. Here's one Knoxville on the counter. Ross with shooting space off the crossbar. Through the arms of Carlos Aviles, but unable to find the back of the net. An absolute rocket from 18 yards. Unfortunate not to cross the byline. Tor. Central Valley now with possession and numbers. Can they make the most of it? One Knoxville defensively a lot more spread out than Central Valley. Forced Jose Carrera all the way back, but you can see the green grass he has in front of him in just about every direction. No way forward just yet. Vinberg. Up for Smuck, who's beaten to it in the air. Johnson wants to drive, doesn't have reinforcements just yet. Thomas, Zarakostas now. Campus Tequila waiting in the box patiently. Zarakostas dispossessed. Ashkenov Apollon stopping the ball on a dime. Switches on. Here's Clayton Tor, the engine of this Fuego team. Still going at full speed. Now Mariona on his left. Back for Tor. Into the box for Garcia. Toe poke blocked. Tried to force the shot. The angle wasn't kind to him. Second ball won by Apollon. Has he kept it in play? He has not. Another look at that earlier chance. One Knoxville, though they play well with the ball, also dominant on the counter. One touch into the box and knuckling off the crossbar. Unfortunate. Frank Ross looking for his 5th in all competitions. Denied by the pipe. Zarakostas. Johnson. A lot of one-touch passing with One Knoxville playing the ball right back where they got it from. Gio Calixto has been the defender who's really wanted to drive at opponents. Tequila has stayed high. Zarakostas has operated more as a false 9, trying to turn and face at players. As this match goes on, you may see a handful of One Knoxville players trying to take opponents on the dribble. There's a real unselfish attitude about this team. Central Valley sharing the wealth well. Heckenberg brought down. A chance to breathe and reset their shape offensively. You can see how high the outside backs get for Central Valley. Carrera has dropped in almost as a 3rd defender. He'll try and go a little forward now after playing the ball for Apollon. Lovely pass for Garcia. He's let it run through. Zachary Smuck is onside. Central Valley in front. It's the Academy product opening the scoring. And Fuego take the lead on the road. A first professional goal for the 18-year-old. And what a time to get it. Waiting patiently to make the run. It wasn't on at first. Jose Carrera, great ball. Kevin Garcia checking to it, but allowing it to run across him. And it had the venom on it to split 2 defenders. Danny Fernandez kept him on side. Zachary Smuck with his very first goal in the big leagues. Into the 30th minute from Regal Soccer Stadium, and one Knoxville in a position they have almost never been in this season, behind at home. Ross, he'll try and take players on the dribble. That's what's missing a little bit from one Knoxville, and there's been a foul off the ball, and Kempis Tequila is the first name in the book. Not the present that the birthday man was hoping for. Getting into a bit of a tussle off the ball, and needlessly so. Frustration showing after the goal conceded by the hosts. Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Select matches, including the championship final, will be available in Spanish throughout the rest of the season. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Ross staying upright, manages to get the cross away. Diving header only as far as Haugli. And his numerical complement, Ashkenov Pollen, in the way. Sievert Haugli did well to strike that and keep it low. Credit to Frank Ross for taking the contact, staying on his feet. One time, ankle over the ball. It looked like it may have been slicing wide. Kept the shoulders down. It's well hit in the end. Good enough for a corner presented by University Orthopedic Surgeons. Second of the night, both going the way of one Knoxville. Two arms up from Kempis Tequila. In swinging ball to the top of the six and headed over. Denny Fernandez rising above the rest. See the bend on that delivery that allowed Fernandez to get up for it. It's two headers now for one Knoxville, who have been winning the aerial duels in this match. Mariano winning that aerial duel. Carrera the second. Jose Carrera just standing at 5'6". Haugli. There's the one-touch passing that allows the ball to go forward. Zaracostas making the run. Thomas keen to take his space. And now will we see that continued, renewed sense of selfishness on the ball. Here's Frank Ross, he'll keep it himself. Can't wrap his foot around it. One Knoxville starting to take earlier shots before Central Valley can get set in their shape. Three players around him, and it knuckled in the end rather than curled. Frank Ross just lashing at it a bit. There's a lot of power in that stance of his. Did well in terms of the setup to the strike. Barry Bay asking for help to his right-hand side. He's got it with the captain, Chrysler. Central Valley had a couple numbers forward. That back line is quite high. After that goal, they're setting up maybe 10, sometimes 15 yards higher. They've still stayed quite high now. Saracostas wants the 1-2 and gets it into the box. Tough angle, it's 1-1. Stavros Saracostas with a thunderbolt into the side netting, and one Knoxville draw level. That's what one Knoxville were looking for, a couple players to try their luck on the dribble, to go right at defenders, take the initiative, take players on, take a risk. And it was a risky attempt from Stavros Saracostas from that sort of angle, but how about the 1-2? A soft touch, expertly placed by Callum Johnson into the box. One touch out of his feet, a second rifled across goal. Less than 10 minutes after conceding, one Knoxville have leveled it. And this match will now enter unfamiliar territory. Most matches here at Regal Soccer Stadium, one, maybe two goals between them, max. If there is another in this one, it will provide a new challenge for both of these teams. The host still dominant in possession, 71%. Javier Mariona, though, with a chance to restart play for the visitors. Speaking of head coach Mike Elias earlier this week, asked him about one guy who maybe flies under the radar for players in this league, doesn't get the praise they deserve. He named Javier Mariona specifically. Someone who's playing with a lot of confidence. And that's what will be needed tonight. Fuego want to get the 3 points. Tequila inviting the challenge, dispossessed. Clayton Torr, after losing the ball, somehow got all the way back. Someone who will only get better as time goes on and has a promising career ahead of him, said Coach Elias. Early cross headed away at the top of the 6. Chrysler onto the second ball and wins it. Tequila left it behind, work to do. Thomas doing it brilliantly. Fernandez. Inviting Skelton forward. Sees the green grass in front of him. Moves it right back to Fernandez, and now Calixtro. Kevin Garcia covering a lot of ground, the 16-year-old on that near side. He's checked in as a second defender against Calixtro. Here's the volley from distance. Johnson trying his luck to no avail. Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. Garcia for Torr, difficult one to deal with. Was able to bring it down. Mariona the wrong side of his mark. Tequila creating the space for it, inviting Ross now. With the ball over the top, and Frank Ross does have that pace to get in behind. Helps for Fuego when Sean Vinberg has a 5-yard head start. Calixtro. Zaracostas. Lovely ball forward for Johnson. He didn't see Carrera on his right shoulder to pick his pocket. Errant touch by Garcia though. Now Jalen Chrysler from way out. Always rising, but not by much in the end. Touch out of his feet, ball settled on the ground. It's not a bad effort. Jalen Chrysler with 1 goal to his name. '22 USL League One regular season champion with the Richmond Kickers, was also a nominee that year for Defender of the Year. '41st minute from Regal Soccer Stadium. It was 18-year-old Zachary Smuck with his first professional goal in the 29th. Canceled out by the second of the season for Stavros Zaracostas in the 35th minute. One apiece, halftime a few minutes away. Here's Ross trying to get behind Tor. Still going, and it took in the end 3 gray shirts to stop him. Garcia got a foot to it. Smuck forced to turn back. 2 Academy players unable to start a counter on their own. Big switch for Apollon, and in the end, mishit by Chris Heckenberg. Apollon wanted it in front of him. Trying to play that ball into space, very difficult to do with that much grass to cover. Referee will stop the play for the collision. Stavros Zaracostas and Ashkenov Apollon coming together. Still just one name in the pocketbook of the center official tonight, Islan Peksenar. And that would be Kempis Tequila. Fernandez. One Knoxville looking for a second before the interval. They've dropped Johnson back in support. The man who assisted the lone goal for the host tonight. Now he'll stride forward a bit. Sievert Haugli will take up his spot defensively. No switch on for Haugli. It is on for Fernandez. Central Valley have been dragged out of place a little bit here. Calixtro, 2 defenders, try to flip-flap move once again. Comes off of him last for the goal kick. .71% possession for one Knoxville. 326 total passes compared to just 132 for Central Valley. Huge disparity, but yet they remain deadlocked on the scoreboard. Zaracostas losing out. Tor with a nice move to elude the pressure. Mariona, Garcia. Heckenberg rather gets the 1-2 from Garcia. Moving it along for Carrera. Apollon now. Can Fuego get the breakthrough before half? It's headed out of play by Calixtro. As we enter the first of 2 minutes at a minimum of stoppage time. First of the night for the visitors. Carrera's ball in, met by Skelton. Garcia spinning, unable to strike. Bustamante will try. That one well into the parking lot. Jose Carrera has been kept fairly quiet by one Knoxville, but not quiet enough. Still managed to get that assist, and what a ball it was. Excited to take a second look at that at halftime. Even without the man who leads USL League One in assists this season, Central Valley, when they've had the ball, have still done well to connect the lines. But the struggle has been winning their 1v1s defensively in order to win the ball, because one Knoxville has been so good at connecting passes and finding space. Mariona winning that 1v1 against Gio Calixtro. And there may not be time to work this one forward. Two minutes of stoppage have elapsed. Aviles sends it into the Tennessee sky, and that wraps up the first 45. 18-year-old Zachary Smuck opening the scoring with his very first goal as a professional. Canceled out just a few minutes later by Stavros Zaracostas. It's been an exciting first half, and we've got plenty to talk about at halftime as well. One half down from Regal Soccer Stadium. One Knoxville SC 1, Central Valley Fuego FC 1. Plenty to cover during the break. We'll see you on the other side.
Well, kids, our lives are going to be different now. It was part of our family for so long. This is just part of growing up.
Honestly, I'm kind of glad to see it go.
Yeah, me too. Let's go inside. It is muggy out here.
Say goodbye to the loading bar and say hello to KUB Fiber. With up to 10 gig speed, it could be the end of waiting as we know it. The world's fastest internet, only from KUB.
Backyard staycations begin with Earthadelic, transforming outdoor spaces into your own relaxing oasis. From custom design to superior installation, our team is dedicated to providing the highest level of quality and craftsmanship with every one-of-a-kind project. Earthadelic offers stunning, resort-worthy outdoor living that will be uniquely suited for your home, delivering a complete turnkey work of art in your backyard. Earthadelic, surpassing expectations and creating the outdoor paradise you've always dreamed of. Contact us today to schedule your consultation.
Welcome back to Regal Soccer Stadium. 1-1 in this one, a score on either side of midfield, and there's been plenty of scoring around USL League One this season as we take a closer look at the Golden Boot race. The 2024 Golden Boot race is shaping up to be a photo finish in USL League One. Only 2 players have reached double-digit scoring with just a couple of matches to go. Greenville's Liam McKinnon and Charlotte's Juan Carlos Obregon Jr., 14 and 13 respectively, tied on 11 goals excluding PKs. McKinnon with the slight edge with goals outside the box. For these 2 guys, it's 2 very different play styles, but have both seen plenty of success. For McKinnon, he's more of that out-and-out forward, a true number 9 as it's called in the game. He's been hitting his stride in the home stretch this season with 6 goals in his last 4 outings, including a hat trick against the Chattanooga Red Wolves on September 14th. He had 7 goals for Greenville last year, has already doubled that tally now with just a few games to go. Meanwhile, right on his heels is Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. With him, it's his dribbling that allows him to find shooting spaces, and what a shot he's got. The Honduras national is taking his first year in USL League One by storm with the most prolific scoring season of his career. A knuckleball from just about anywhere is part and parcel of his game. He runs onto crosses late into the box and can score from any blade of grass on the pitch. So who will be crowned the top scorer in USL League One and take home that illustrious Golden Boot? For that, gonna have to wait and see. A lot of soccer still left to be played in 2024, and plenty of soccer left tonight as well. See you on the other side of the break.
Is it somebody's birthday?
Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
New flavors. The same traditions. Be the guest of honor. Add more flavor to your parties. El Jimador. Spiked Bebidas.
We love each other and we love this city and we love this club. It's everything.
I just make sure that my voice is good to go because probably only got a half to use it.
We used to tell people in the supporter section, go hard or don't be here, right?
Lots of chanting, lots of loudness.
It's electric. It's loud, it's exciting.
195 days they waited. This was a glorious victory at home.
When mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Yeah, trick. I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead.
45 minutes down and honors even from Tennessee. 1-1 between One Knox and Central Valley. Let's take a look at the news and notes around USL League One, and plenty of stuff to talk about, with Brazilian soccer legend Ronaldinho officially joining the ownership group of Greenville Triumph SC, the team at the top of the table, fighting with Union Omaha, though Los Bujos could win a third Players' Shield on Saturday with the win, plus points dropped by forward Madison. Meanwhile, Central Valley, one of 5 teams tonight, all still fighting for that 8th and final postseason spot. As for how the table is shaping up, let's take a look at the scores last week around USL League One. 2-2, the final score between South Georgia Tormenta and Richmond Kickers. 2 of the teams fighting for that final spot. Forward Madison with a late penalty converted by Christian Cheney to capture all 3 points. Again, we talked about a little bit earlier, Central Valley capturing all 3 points with a big clean sheet. The Hailstorm with a 2-1 win over Charlotte. Greenville on top in a 5-goal thriller. And Union Omaha trying to get that third Players' Shield with all 3 points against Lexington. As for the Team of the Week in Week 23, Liam McKinnon headlines the 11 with his 5th Player of the Week nomination this season. Talked a little earlier about Sean Vinberg, the New York City native, scoring his first goal for Central Valley last time out, that 1-0 win. Christian Cheney as well, also aforementioned, a big goal for him to capture all 3 points. Meanwhile, Josh Doling with just the 2nd multi-goal contribution match of his professional career with a goal and assist, rather the 8th multi-goal contribution match with that performance against the Triumph. As for the standings now, Union Omaha with 42 points in prime position to capture that supporters' shield. Meanwhile, Central Valley Fuego, 16 points as of right now. This is the live table. So even if this result holds, there will still be work to do, but more importantly, the Fuego are still alive. One of 5 teams, 5, fighting for just one playoff spot in the postseason in 2024. As for who's taking on who, let's take a look at the schedule in USL League One. Upcoming Richmond and Chattanooga. Again, 2 teams fighting for that 8th and final spot. Will face off on Saturday at 6. One Knoxville will play forward Madison next. Central Valley with the game against Greenville. They most recently tied the Triumph 2-2. Northern Colorado and Spokane, some West Coast rivals duking it out. Meanwhile, Union Omaha again have a chance to lock up that shield if they get all 3 points against South Georgia and forward Madison drop points. So the first half is done. 45 minutes played. We'll take a look at the highlights afterward, and then it'll be just about time for the second half to kick off. We'll see you soon.
KUB Fiber. It's the fastest internet in the world.
Seriously?
Seriously. Up to 10 gig speed with no contracts and no hidden fees. Let's see the other guys try to match that. The world's fastest internet, only from KUB.
The all-new Volkswagen ID4 SUV is truly something to behold. On the outside, clean aerodynamic lines. On the inside, plenty of room with a spacious, comfortable cabin. It will transform how you think about electric cars. Now available at Harper Volkswagen and at harpervolkswagen.com.
almost ready to get the ball rolling once again in Knoxville. It's one Knoxville with one goal, Central Valley with one goal, but this first half was back and forth and back and forth. So we'll take a look at the highlights from the first 45. It was the hosts dominating possession early, dragging the Fuego defense pretty much every which way. Stavros Sarakostas to the byline. It's left behind by Frank Ross. Kempis Tequila's shot, though, deflected by Ashkenov Apollon. Remember that name, Stavros Sarakostas, taking on two players on the dribble, was on that near side, then shifted over to the left, rather the right, making this run in behind. Able to find Frank Ross, who stings the crossbar from just under 18 yards. One touch into the box, a second onto that left foot, knuckling off of the pipe, but no good in the end. 29th minute, and the breakthrough would come courtesy of an unlikely suspect. In fact, the first professional goal for the Fuego Academy product, 18-year-old Zachary Smuck, onside onto the score sheet. One touch out of his feet with the left foot, just passing it into the bottom corner of the near post. So well done in the end. It was 1-0 Fuego, but it would be 1-1 just 6 minutes later. It was Zaros Costas again, gets the 1-2 with Callum Johnson, and from a tough angle just has the venom behind it to beat Carlos Aviles up high, whizzing by his right shoulder and into the side netting. As for the first half stats, 10 total shots for one Knoxville, but only 2 on target. 71% possession for the host. That was to be expected for head coach Ilya Illich and company. They know how to play with the ball, and they very rarely play without it here at Regal Soccer Stadium. So in terms of adjustment, the patience, the poise, and overall the shape from Fuego needs to stay the way that it was. Zachary Smuck broke the deadlock. He stays on the pitch for the second 45. Stavros Sarakostas, meanwhile, getting his second of the year. And has been just about everywhere, and still asking his teammates about getting him the ball just a little bit more. That kind of selfishness was rewarded, and that kind of selfishness is something you need as a dribbler, to be willing to take on defenders when they're playing in a low block like Fuego are. Smuck had a career-high 77 minutes last time out against Spokane. It was the first time he had played in both halves in a professional match. And he will start this second half for the second time that's happened in his career. Ross to settle. Calixto to swing it in. Heshawan Nemhard plucking it out of the air. Smuck forced back but stays on his feet. It is the original 11 for both sides that retake the field in this second half. Clayton Tor, who was working up and back in that first half, the man who leads the team in minutes, someone who, in the words of his head coach Mike Elias, just battles for 90 plus. And he can throw his body on the line. And how this guy actually walks home after a game is beyond me, said his head coach. High praise. He stayed high on that last possession, but is able to win the ball off the attacker and wins that battle. Torre Palmdale, California native. Played his college ball with Cal State Fullerton, most recently with the LA Force. Had almost 2,500 minutes for them over the last 2 seasons. Comes in tonight with 2,200 minutes in just this season. Smuck commits the foul against Sievert Haugli. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access. Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Skelton. Wide for Fernandez. Calixtro heels on the paint. Central Valley going to bring some numbers and some pressure. Mariona awkward but wins the ball. Now Garcia closed down very quickly by Danny Fernandez. And akin to that first 45, once again, one Knoxville patient on the ball. One touch pass. Rosar Costas, he's got there, worked it back into a dangerous area, and eventually cleared away. Not sure exactly how Stavros Zarakostas was able to work that ball into the box. Very difficult angle. Whipping nearly his whole body around that ball. Impressive feat. And he continues his run into the box. The ball looking for him, intercepted by Carlos Aviles. Look at the pace to get onto that as well. One touch right at the byline, and has the loft to give Frank Ross time to run onto it. Beaten to it in the air, but excellent work. Johnson. There's a bit more speed about one Knoxville's attacks now. They want to go forward quickly. Central Valley trying to find their shape. Sievert Haugli finding James Thomas. Players continuing their run after they pass the ball. Zarakostas stayed on his feet. Now Thomas. And Zarakostas offside. Able to get back in front of the second defender after skipping by that challenge. Started that first half on the far side. Stavros Zarakostas scored the goal from the near side. Kempis Sekila has sort of been left alone. It's two-striker pairing on paper for the hosts, but has operated much more as a lone forward. With Sekila just trying to drag the back line a little bit deeper, allow players to make overlapping runs down the channel. Tor, Heckenberg, trying to scoop it through. Calixtro, push and go. Leaves his mark in the dust. Now Frank Ross with space to work it in. Clipping it back towards Zarakostas and headed away before it could reach him. Miscued volley and the flag will likely go up. And it will. Frank Ross waving his finger to the offside flag, but from here it looked quite a simple decision. And he is in fact behind Sean Vinberg. Big boot from Aviles. Headed on for Garcia to give chase. So too will Zachary Smuck charging forward. Central Valley going to try and bring numbers high. Nice dummy and a tactical foul by Brian Bustamante, who will stop the counter and earn a yellow card. And the dummy left the ball for Kempis Tequila. The 1-2 was on. Bustamante knew it and had to do whatever he could to stop that attack. Now Bustamante and the man he brought down, Tequila, the lone names in the pocketbook. Ross. Calixtro, corner kick. Third of the night, 4-1 Knoxville. Presented by University Orthopedic Surgeons. The official orthopedic surgeons for 1 Knoxville SC. A couple unsavory words exchanged between Danny Fernandez and Sean Vinberg. Has been a physical one thus far. That will likely continue from the corner kick. Outswinging delivery, powerful header away. Calixtro to chase, Central Valley to step up. Thomas. The center backs have stayed forward for 1 Knoxville. Giving him some height in the box. It's headed down for Frank Ross, who won't get there in time. Carlos Aviles came out to close him down. Both players avoiding a collision. Aviles is going to get there first, and Frank Ross just getting out of the way. Another corner kick presented by University Orthopedic Surgeons, the official orthopedic surgeons for 1 Knoxville SC. And there is yet more extracurriculars in the 18-yard box that will delay the restart. Players crowding the penalty mark. Going to be a lot of movement. Now a flurry of blue shirts toward the back post. Aviles got a punch to it, and then a big collision in the air. Carlos Aviles commanding his 6, not distracted by all those players moving around, stayed on his line. Curious to see him stay so close to home rather than try and take space a little bit farther out of the goal mouth. Knew the cross was going to be a little bit closer to him. Wanted that running start to get momentum into the air and punch it away. It's expertly done. Central Valley not going to force the direct ball. We've got to look short. Mariona. Garcia. There's that big switch trying to open up the field, and you can see how narrow it was for Fuego in terms of their offensive shape, because there was nobody on the other end of that pass. Meanwhile, you see James Thomas with his feet on the near touchline, Gio Calixtro standing on the other one. Both players taking up absolutely every foot they possibly can. And despite Central Valley bringing numbers back, bringing 5 at the back, though it was 4 on paper, it's still hard to defend. Great touch into the box, great save. The flag denies the heroics from Carlos Aviles, who somehow kept that one out, though it wouldn't have counted. How about this ball in from Danny Fernandez? James Thomas starting his run just a little bit early. Swatting it up and over is Carlos Aviles. FC Dallas Youth Academy product, 32 appearances for North Texas. One of the most prolific academies in recent years. Here's Ross on the prowl, deflected. Bustamante not messing about. Johnson, Chrysler. Again, all the forwards for One Knoxville facing the ball, not making the run in just yet. Because once the ball has gotten past a certain point, they're out of room to run. Central Valley playing a lot higher, closing down those diagonal lanes. Zaracosta's trying to make one. It's opened up space inside for Sievert Haugli. Now space wide. Garcia picking the pocket, and a lovely turn as well from the teenager. How about the composure on the ball? 3 Knoxville players in pursuit. Once again dispossessed, this time by Heckenberg. Nervy moments for Fuego, giving the ball away there. You can see how when Frank Ross continued his run, there was no avenue in which to get him the ball. Johnson. Thomas. Tequila. On his left. Unselfish play for Frank Ross on the curler. Just a fraction wide. And that shooting space centrally is where One Knoxville is going to look to take their chances. Because players don't have that diagonal run, they're going to the corners, they're dragging defenders with them. It's opening up space in the middle vertical third of the pitch for shots. We've seen Frank Ross take a couple chances from that middle third. He's hit the crossbar once, he's curled one with the right foot wide, he's curled one with the left foot wide. It's only a matter of time before he finds the back of the net if he continues to get this much time on the ball. Zaracostas. Thomas brought down. Referee says nothing in it. Smuck leaves it behind. Apollon overlapping. And well defended. Stopped on a dime by the goal scorer, Stavros Zaracostas. How about this challenge from the forward? He's coming from the side, he's kept his studs low. It's perfectly done. And it will be a double change for Ilya Ilic. Frank Ross won't get a chance to add to his scoring tally tonight. Rodolfo Castro enters the game, so too does Richard Ballard. And he played his college ball with Indiana, won a national championship with them back in 2012. With Castro going up top for James Thomas. '62nd minute from Regal Soccer Stadium. Philip Galati with you. 1-1 after 2 goals late in the first half. 18-year-old Zachary Smuck in the 29th, and then Stavros Zaracostas in the 35th. Second half, it's been all One Knoxville. With a lot of soccer left to be played and a lot of space in behind now for Calixtro, who switched to the right side. On his left foot, deflected cross, might fall here for the shot. Richard Ballard's first touch results in a corner kick. No, it's a goal kick. And he takes exception to that decision. Gets in behind and sliced it wide of Brian Bustamante. His first kick of a ball tonight, making his 17th appearance of the season, his 11th off the bench, and has played across the USL Championship with Louisville City, Miami FC, and most recently Detroit, with whom he had 2 assists last season. Eckenberg, forced back, long ball forward, comes up empty. Carrera settles the second ball, read it well. Here's Apollon. Smuck charging on. Apollon trying to get by Jalen Chrysler. Can't do it on this occasion. Chrysler just going for the safe option, giving him a chance to readjust the face mask. Change for head coach Mike Elias. 16-year-old Kevin Garcia's night is done. He'll be replaced up top by Dembor Benson. Meanwhile, Omar Lemus as well will enter the match. In place of Ashkenov Apollon on the near side. He's got some instructions in his hand, Omar Lemus. We'll see if they come to fruition for Fuego. Castro. Did it take a touch on the way through? It did. Deshaun Nemhard didn't think so. So now another interesting piece to this match as Dembor Benson is into the fray. A man who stole headlines with his US Open Cup run with El Farolito, the burrito restaurant. Goal kick for Central Valley and a chance to work the ball up towards number 9. Speaking to head coach Mike Elias earlier this week, he said, we played El Farolito in the US Open Cup and he tore us to shreds, Dembor Benson. We had to bring him on board. His first professional run now after he scored both goals for the amateur club in a 2-1 win over Fuego. He's come off the bench in his last 3 now after nearly a month away from the pitch, working his way back to full match fitness. Foul not given. Host's gonna go the other way. Here's Ballard. Tequila will leave it for Calixtro. Now into Kempis Tequila, and was unselfish in the end. Surprised not to see Kempis Tequila take a touch toward goal. But a player of his caliber can see passing lanes like that. And unfortunate not to find his mark. Here's Ballard. Shuffling, can't get around 2 players. Trying to turn his mark, and did in the end. Cleared out of play by Brian Bustamante. There's crosses into the box. One Knoxville haven't been able to generate a lot of momentum with. It's been the quick passing along the ground that's given them chances at goal. No chance this time around. So Costa's bundling over his man. And there's a bit of a shove there against Clayton Torr. Zaracostas looks perplexed, but pretty definitive from that replay. Here's some promising play for Fuego. Mariona onto his right foot. Blocked by the captain for the hosts. There's a quick sequence by Central Valley. Doing well to work the ball forward. Castro skipping by. And there's just a swarm of blue shirts going forward every time one Knoxville are on the ball. 68th minute now. Fuego starting to improve at closing down the channels, particularly on the flanks. You can see they're a bit wider now on the ball. They've struggled to find their width. And Carrera has found some space, closed down rather quickly, trying to force Benson forward, and with fresh legs, nearly beating Siebert Haugli to it. Chrysler forced to take a progressive touch. Zachary Smuck less than 10 minutes away from his career high. Here's Richard Ballard with a lot of space. Has eyes for Rodolfo Castro in the box. Keeps it himself. Ballard on his left. Trying to wriggle free. Bustamante in the way. Smuck staying on his feet and winning the foul. It's been dominant in this second half. 4-1 Knoxville on the ball, but Central Valley have held strong. Brian Bustamante in particular has cut out a couple of those passes. And it seems that the 1v1s for one Knoxville are hard to come by because Central Valley have done a great job of defending in pairs. It's so difficult and requires so much stamina, but they've been able to do it well. Here's Rodolfo Castro though. Gets by his pair, and a third defender dispossesses him. Smuck going over, and that'll be a yellow card. Jalen Chrysler losing sight of the ball and taking out the 18-year-old. Smuck showing the experience, deliberately stopping, creating his space for himself and inviting that challenge. Knew he was going to take contact, knew it was likely going to be a painful one, and still earns the foul and draws a yellow card. That sort of bravery is what separates the young players for Mike Elias. Players like Zachary Smuck, players like Kevin Garcia. If you're good enough, you're old enough. And the key, said head coach Mike Elias, is bravery. Long ball finds a player on the far side, Omar Lemus, and he's done enough to win a corner kick. It was a corner that Central Valley was able to profit off of last time out against Spokane. 1-0 the final in that one. It's their second corner of the night. Outswing delivery on the way from Jose Carrera. Numbers there for it. Nemhard was one of them. Vinberg onto it. Plenty of space to work this one in again. Lofted towards Benson, off the line. Bustamante flailing for it. And Zaracostas will get it away from danger. One Knoxville going to try and start the counter. Vinberg with an excellent tackle. And how about the play to deny Denbor Benson? Header back across goal. Met by Jordan Skelton. And then this tackle as well. Sean Vinberg with that trademark bravery. High risk, high reward. It's going to be a very exciting final 19 minutes or so. Another double change for head coach Ilya Illich. Angelo Kelly Kingsford Ajay set to enter the contest. Callum Thomas taken off in midfield. Angelo Kelly, 2023 USL League One all-second team selection. Kingsford Ajay, the Accra, Ghana native, formerly of South Georgia Tormenta. One of a handful of USL League Two champions on this One Knoxville team. Won his ring in 2021 with the Des Moines Menace. So too did Sievert Haugley and Jordan Skelton. Skelton, of course, not only making that last great defensive effort, but also named the 2021 USL League Two Defender of the Year. Carrera. Smuck tried to take it in stride. It was a difficult one for him. Here's Ballard now. Options to spray wide to the left, turns back to his right. Good decision as well. Calixto had the space, tried to force it in behind. Mariano keeping it in touch. Wants the 1-2. Chrysler first to it. Fighting off Benson. Now players from both sides showing a real eagerness to step up and intercept passes. Both sides have seen some success on the counter, but if you're gonna step up and be aggressive, try and break the lines and intercept the ball, you're in trouble if you're second to it. Angelo Kelly issuing some instructions. eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Ajay getting his first two touches. Hungry still as a statue, allowing it to roll by. Ballard. Again, he's kept his head up when he's dribbling, barely looks at the ball. Richard Ballard, to be expected with a man of his experience playing across the USL Championship. Coming to One Knoxville from Detroit City. Ajay continuing his run, it's not on. Fernandez wanting help short. He's got a little bit wider now in the last few minutes or so since that double change. Second ball will fall to Castro on the volley! Unbelievable goal! In some style, One Knoxville back in front. This is simply an otherworldly strike from Rodolfo Castro. Delays his run, waits for that second ball. Off the head of Clayton Torr, drops beautifully for him, keeps his shoulders over the ball, strikes true, the topspin taking it up and over Carlos Aviles, back down underneath the crossbar. It's textbook, it is seamless, and it is perfection in the end from Rodolfo Castro. One Knoxville score 2 in a match for the first time since August 16th against Chattanooga. They have struggled to find multi-goal games, but my goodness, they will struggle to find a better goal than that in the last few matches of the season. More freedom in the final third. That's what head coach Ilya Illich was hoping for as the regular season wraps up. Rodolfo Castro creating that freedom, didn't stay tight to his defender, dropped off, waited for that free second ball, and took his chance in style. Central Valley need every point they can get to try and vie for that 8th and final playoff spot. And the challenge becomes just slightly more insurmountable now. They took the lead against the run of play in the 29th minute. They are running out of time to try and find a second. One Knoxville undefeated at home in all competitions since June 29th. And they'll look for a third here as well. Ajay. Kelly. Calixtro. Bauer with the check of the shoulder and opens up. Calixtro cutting it back for him. Allowed to run into the path of Bauer now. Here's Angelo Kelly. Everyone wants to shoot. Nobody's getting the space to just yet. Calixtro. Running out of room to cut it back, and in the end, Deshaun Nemhart first to it for Fuego. Sievert Haugli. Pass and a spin. Former Virginia Tech man. Came off the bench last time out. He's back in the starting 11. He's been in the starting 11 for every match except 2 this season. Kelly. Angelo Kelly. Dispossessed. Here's Chris Heckenberg now. He's still got gas in the tank. And he's got Benson to his right. Sliding challenge comes in, and block made once again by Jordan Skelton. That's 2 heroic defensive plays from number 4. Advantage allowed to play. Skelton doing the right thing, going to the ground at distance from the man, not taking out Demvar Benson. Putting his body on the line. Fighting until the last kick of the ball. One Knoxville want those 3 big points. They've got ground to make up if they want a home playoff spot. Their place in the postseason is not in doubt. Where they will be playing is still up for grabs. Danny Fernandez requiring some medical attention, and Jalen Chrysler is captain motioning for a substitution. One Knoxville do have a 5th and final sub available. Danny Fernandez, the Rio de Janeiro native. He had a team-high 33 appearances in 2022 for the Chattanooga Red Wolves. And scored the goal that put them in the finals. Sean O'Hearn set to enter. Played his college ball with Georgetown. Spent a few weeks away from the pitch and has started in nearly every match since his return in September. 1 goal on the season for the defender, coming back against Chattanooga on July the 20th. Drafted in 2021 from Georgetown by Minnesota, but was instead picked up by the New England Revolution second team. And it will be Johan Gary Bay in search of his / . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . win tonight. His first since September the 1st, if the scoreline holds. Haugli knows he has the space to open up. It's closed down very quickly, though, by Heckenberg. 83rd minute now. As this one stands, it is a scorcher in the 75th from Rodolfo Castro that will claim all 3 points for the hosts. Miscued by Lemus. Ajay onside. Ballard waiting in the box. Kingsford Ajay trying to brute force his way through 2 defenders. Couldn't get on the end of his touch. The USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN+. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Tor sending it long. Benson second to it. Smuck has stayed on the pitch. It's the most minutes he's played as a professional. He'll try to get forward now. Receives the pass from Jose Carrera. And Smuck's fatigue maybe starting to show. Fuego have looked bright when they've had the ball, attacking at pace with numbers. They've forced 2 great blocks out of Jordan Skelton. And if it wasn't for him, this might be 3-2 Central Valley. Big kick forward. Bustamante winning it in the air. Settled by Kelly. A lot of space for it to be taken down. And no space to explore. As Kelly shut down at the back. Another change, this time for Central Valley. Zachary Smuck ends his night with not only his first professional goal, but a career-high 85 minutes played. So I hear Vasquez, 3 goals to his name in all competitions this season. Could get the 4th of his season and the 4th of this match tonight. Lofted cross towards Vasquez is short. Ajay stays upright. Haugli wanted the foul. It's not given. Carrera onto the poor back pass. Jose Carrera, unselfish for Mariona. It's another heroic block, this time from the captain, Jalen Chrysler. Javier Mariona denied the equalizer from close range. How about the speed from Jose Carrera to get onto that? Keeps his head up, picks out the pass, and maybe Javier Mariona needs to take that first time on his weaker right foot. Lemus, cross deflected. Now one Knoxville have to play out of pressure. Tequila on his birthday. Hasn't seen very much of goal, but has still been a crucial part to this team's success tonight. Tequila once again, sliding in. He's on a yellow card. And the referee will elect to keep the card in the pocket. Leaves his feet, but does make contact pretty low on the leg. Carrera to deliver. A lot of hang time on it. Cleared right back to number 10. Now on his left, another good in-swinging ball. Headed down to the top of the box, and a foul called against Sean Vinberg. Jordan Skelton hitting the ground and, in fact, doing enough. What a force to reckon Jordan Skelton tonight, 4-1 Knoxville. Urging his team on in the 88th minute now, almost over the line. Long ball in a no man's land though. In the last 10 minutes or so, Central Valley have been right up there in the possession metric. They're keeping the ball well and they're sending numbers forward. Heckenberg going down, free kick. Not much in it there in terms of any malice. Just a clever turn that beat Kingsford a J. Heckenberg coughing it up though. Here's Haugley. Had the space to go forward. And turned over in midfield. Here's Angelo Kelly on the charge. Options either side. Plays it wide and cross to the back stick, and Bustamante there to shuffle it out of play. 2 players to aim at, only 1 defender marking them, and it is Brian Bustamante who comes out on top. Just not enough in it to get over Bustamante and find Richard Ballard. Corner kick brought to you by University Orthopedic Surgeons, the official orthopedic surgeons for 1 Knoxville SC. Played short. Kempis Tequila. Here's Skelton. Space for Kelly. Wants to square up to the box. Wanting someone to make the run short as well. Nothing's on. Everybody still waiting in the area. Skelton, the lone center half back. Ajay making the run now. Tequila's found a pocket for himself. Hickenberg in pursuit. Central Valley doing very well to hold their shape. Now they'll spring forward. Can they force a turnover in the attacking third? They can. Heckenberg wins it. Now Mariona. Clipping it to the back stick. O'Hearn winning it in the air. Benson onto it. Heckenberg trying to keep it alive. Running out of real estate. Needs support. Cut it back and nobody held their run. It is another 5 minutes for 1 Knoxville to get over the line. Kingsford Ajay still has plenty of speed left and gets the nutmeg too. Tequila showing short on the near side. Counter fizzles out for now. Forced all the way forward. No real purpose. Whoop. See you later. Kingsford Ajay, haven't seen him really cut centrally very often. He's been making those runs to the corner, taking away his angle, but made the most of it when he had the chance to open up play in front of him. Carrera. Bustamante. Good ball. Hickenberg leaving it behind. Is there drama in second half stoppage time? It's brought down at the edge of the area. One defender sat down and curled high and wide. Lemus on his favored left foot. Did well to humble Kingsford Ajay after that nutmeg. May have mishit the ball as the rain starts to pour down here. been more of a frigid night here in Tennessee. 58 degrees on the weather app, and the rain certainly not helping that. Still plenty of One Knoxville faithful braving the storm. They've brought the noise from the first minute, trying to will their side over the line in the final 2.5 minutes or so. Aviles into the night sky. Brought down by Kelly. Ballard going down, referee thought about blowing it dead. Waves advantage. And this time will not raise the whistle. Heckenberg. Nemhard. Gray shirts queuing up in the 18. Nemhard trying to pick one out. Skelton first to it. Allowed to settle it off the face of Kingsford Ache. Ow. Goes out for the throw. Tor. Bounced once. Chrysler cleaning it up before it could cause any more damage. That rain coming down at a near 45-degree angle. Curtains of it falling at Regal Soccer Stadium. You can see the effect the wind has as well, but still some of the One Knoxville flags fly on the other side of the advertising boards. The fans will not be silent. Central Valley far from done. Another ball delivered into the box, allowed to bounce. It's gonna get calamitous now. Now a chance on the break for One Knoxville. Angelo Kelly won't take any chances with a very difficult ball to make contact with. Slides in fairly, but concedes a goal kick. This may be the last gasp for Central Valley. "30 seconds to go at a minimum." Heckenberg. They'll try and play the craftsman's role. See if he can involve anyone in the play. It's Lemus on the carry. Headed down back towards him. And he wins it right back. Still time. Played into the box. And Skelton first to it. There is time for the corner kick. Jose Carrera will try his darndest to pick someone out. Aviles is up for it. Headed away by Chrysler. And the full-time whistle sounds. One Knoxville grab all 3 points. It is Rodolfo Castro's wonder goal. The difference maker in the second half between two teams that fought valiantly until the very end. His third of the season, his first appearance in over a month, and what a way to mark his return to the pitch. Your Alliance Brewing man of the match is Rodolfo Castro, with a goal that he will be playing for many years on repeat. We'll take another look at it on the other side of the break. See you soon.
Dad? What was it like before KUB Fiber?
Well, there was fiber internet, but it wasn't always fast. If you wanted to download a game or a movie, you just have to wait for it.
Wait for it?
Honey, you're scaring him.
Say goodbye to waiting and say hello to KUB Fiber. True gig speed for just $65 a month. It's the world's fastest internet, right here in East Tennessee. Only from KUB.
Backyard staycations begin with Earthadelic, transforming outdoor spaces into your own relaxing oasis. From custom design to superior installation, our team is dedicated to providing the highest level of quality and craftsmanship with every one-of-a-kind project. Earthadelic offers stunning, resort-worthy outdoor living that will be uniquely suited for your home, delivering a complete turnkey work of art in your backyard. Earthadelic, surpassing expectations and creating the outdoor paradise you've always dreamed of. Contact us today to schedule your consultation.
One Knoxville get over the hump and score multiple goals in a match for the first time since August 16th. A crucial key to tonight's success was that movement they had in the final third. Rodolfo Castro named the man of the match, and we'll take a look at how it all went down. The first goal of the match coming courtesy of 18-year-old Zachary Smuck, his very first in the big leagues. Lovely ball breaking multiple lines by Jose Carrera for his third assist of the season. And heads up play by his fellow Academy teammate Kevin Garcia to leave it behind 1-0, 29th minute, 35th minute, make it 1 apiece. 1-2 played between Stavros Zarakostas and Callum Johnson, and Zarakostas, my goodness, he's hit this so well. With the force to take him off his own feet. 1-1 going into the break. As for the second half, One Knoxville continued to keep their foot on the gas. A lovely ball played in behind and some stop by Carlos Aviles. The flag did go up in this one, but what a save regardless. 60th minute, and the hosts continue to knock on the door. Thomas this time well onside, continued his run but doesn't get the return ball. Instead, Kempis Tequila, unselfish play for Frank Ross, who really was unlucky to find the back of the net tonight. Hit the crossbar, curled a couple of chances wide, but the back of the net would be found a little bit later. Central Valley in the 71st minute created some havoc off the corner kick. This would be not only an excellent stop, but far from his only stop tonight. Jordan Skelton, body on the line, heads the chance away from the second half sub Jembor Benson, and 4 minutes later, One Knoxville would find their second. A long ball played, intended for Kingsford. Ajay headed straight up, and Rodolfo Castro, beautiful. My goodness, you could watch it all day. The dip that it takes up and over the goalkeeper and back down into the side netting with an unmistakable speed, unmatched prowess. 2-1 the final. As we take a look at the final table at the end of tonight, again, One Knoxville SC into the playoffs. Now 1 point behind Greenville, 2 behind Northern Colorado. Those 3 teams going to fight it out. Remember, the top 4 get a home match in the playoffs. Meanwhile, Central Valley still in the running with 2 matches to play and work to do if they want to hop up above that playoff line and try and overtake Richmond for that final playoff spot. So that does it from Regal Soccer Stadium. An excellent back and forth match. And in the end, One Knoxville, the team that has been dominant at home all year, getting the better of Central Valley Fuego by a score of 2-1. For everybody helping to brave the weather tonight and put on this broadcast, for our producer, Brent Coscayola, I've been Philip Galati saying thanks so much for joining us and have a great rest of your night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.